Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. After Survivor Series on Saturday, it was quiet around pro wrestling on Sunday, and we opened with some notes from around Japan. In Pro Wrestling Noah news, yesterday in Tokyo, Manabu Soya pinned Shuji Kondo to make his third defense of the GHC national title. The company also announced their full card for their upcoming show on January 1st at the Budokan. The main event will see Kaito Kiyomiya defending the GHC World title against Ozawa, while the semi-main event features new WWE United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura coming back to Japan to wrestle Oka Sasaki. Day 10 of New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League took place in Osaka yesterday with 4 B-block matches. In the main event, the Great Okan and Hanare defeated Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste. Other block winners included Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jado, Evil and Ren Narita, and Oleg Boltin and Toru Yano. 4 teams are tied atop the leaderboard of Block A with 6 points apiece. Day 11 of the tournament takes place on Monday in Kochi, with the A block back in action. The penultimate day of All Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League took place on Sunday in Yonago, with the Saito brothers winning the main event over Hokuto Amore and Koma Arashi. The brothers have already clinched the A block with 12 points. In the B block, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Kento Miyahara are tied for the lead with Ryuki Honda and Rene Abe. Both teams have 8 points. The final night of tournament matches takes place on Thursday. And in some unfortunate news, we note the passing last week of Manitoba wrestler, trainer, and promoter Ernest Frenchie Rolt at the age of 94, as was first reported yesterday by Greg Oliver of Slam Wrestling. Rolt didn't get involved in wrestling until middle age, breaking in during the 1970s, and in the 1980s and 90s was an important independent promoter in Manitoba. Among his trainees was wrestler Vance Nevada, who would go on to document much of Manitoba's wrestling history himself. Ernest Rolt is also a member of the Western Canada Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. He was 94 years old. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.